grandfather kept on teaching all the British and American missionaries, it's not Torgerson, it's Torgerson. Yeah. Yeah, so we became
Oh, okay, so that's how 他的名字叫叶呢，是因为挪威话的它的名字是念成
because my grandfather Torgerson. He says it properly. I can't say it right. I'm like the Americans. I am an American.
所以我就是美国人念挪威文，实际上我当然自己是真正的美国人。
What happened is in 1990, we went back to China. We had grown up with these stories about my family. In 1990, we went back to China to see where my grandparents had worked.
在1990年的时候，我们就回到中国的山西来看我祖父开始的这个事业。
And we saw they had put up a monument. They said your grandfather was a hero of the people of Hechu, and so the Hechu County put up a monument.
我的祖父在山西的河曲县还有一个纪念碑来纪念他的事迹。
And they say Pastor Peter Torgerson memorial stone on front, and then told the story of his life on the back.
在前面说某某某的牧师的纪念碑在后面记载他的事迹。
And they were so proud when we got there. They said, we chose such a great place. We have the Great Wall of China behind. We have the Yellow River in front, and a beautiful park with a spring of water coming along the side.
所以我们这个地方是在长城是在后面，长江在前面，这就有很漂亮的河流下来。
他们说风水很好。
他们说风水很好。
I don't know how to say that.
别写风水。
Oh, okay, the feng shui was very good. We said feng shui is very good. Yeah. But then we were reading the story on the back, and it quoted from Jeremiah 17, verse 7 and 8.
在那个他墓碑的后面就有一段的经文，就是在耶利米书第17章第7节跟第8节。
And I'll just do a paraphrase in English. It talks about a man of faith will be blessed because he will be like the tree that's planted by the river. And in the season of drought, its roots go deep, and its leaves are always bearing fruit and evergreen.
在第8节里面说，他必像树栽于水旁，在河边扎根。炎热来到，并不惧怕，叶子能力清脆，在干旱之年毫无挂虑，而且结果不止。
Our family was then in the capital city of Taiyuan, because we had to go through the capital, and the governor of the province invited our family to come in for a meeting.
最后我们到这个山西的省会太原的时候，当地省政府的官员就请我们吃饭。
And my father and his siblings and 16 members of our family came in and met with the governor, and he said, I know your story.
当时的副省长，就知道说，对我知道你们家里面的故事。
And I know about the monument. I helped get that monument put up.
他说我当初我就帮忙把这个纪念碑设立起来。
And I see you 16 members of the Torgerson family here. Now,
看到你们这16个的家族的人。
This is like the Chinese generations respecting their ancestors.
就好像是我们中国人这个礼敬这个前代的人一样。
And he said the Torgerson family must continue the spirit of Peter Torgerson here in Shanxi.
在这个山西当中，这个 Peter Torgerson 的灵魂必永远长存。
And he said, Peter Torgerson died for Shanxi. He didn't say died for China. He said died for Shanxi.
Peter Torgerson 是为了山西而死的。
What will you do for Shanxi?
你为了山西要做些什么？
And then he looked at my father and my father's brothers and sister and said, "You're too old." Then he pointed at me and my wife and said, "You two, we want you to come back to China."
他就指着我跟我太太两个人说：“你们两个比较年轻，过来干活。”
I said, "I'm a missionary in Indonesia. You're a communist leader. How can you invite me back to China?"
我是一个那个基督教传教士，没错，我现正在印尼做事。你是一个共产党的这个省长的官员，怎么能够来邀请我回来呢
He said, I know you can't come as a missionary, but find a way. We want your kind of people here.
他就说 OK 啊，你是真正的是传教士，但是你不能用传教士名义回来，所以另外找这个名义回来就是。
At that point, my wife did one of these numbers on me.
当时我的太太就这样子跟我。
That's similar to the knee-jerk reaction.
那个太太做这个就像太太这样打你就这样动一下这样。
What Sandy said was, we cannot not say yes.
那个是我太太的意思就是说绝对不可以说是。
We cannot not. I think it's the Chinese use double negative. We cannot say no. We cannot.
我们绝对不能说不。
对。So double negative is positive.
无法拒绝的。
无法拒绝，我绝对不能说不。
And when she said, then we had a chance to do something because she's powerful.
就是老婆说就做决定，那就成了。
他的 interpret.
It was an amazing time, and we arranged that we would come back the next year.
所以我们有个很好的先做，我们说明年我们再来。
But that next year we weren't able to get much done, so we plan to come back again the next year. Yes.
所以我们就说第二年还是明年说，我们说可以再来。
In '92 now, I was there with my father. So it was my father and I were trying to follow up on our contacts and see if we can make something happen in China.
所以我们就在跟我父亲就在1992年的时候跟他们联络，看能不能做什么事。
And we had every name card we got in 1990 and '91. You know, in China, the name cards are pretty important.
对啊，把那个名片呢，就带在身上，顺便每个人都打了电话的。
And we were there for 2 weeks, and we went to every single person that we had met before, and nobody could help us get something going.
就是那一年呢，我们就是找了很多人，但是没有一个人能够帮忙我们。
Finally, we have the last name card and 2 days left.
我们就是剩下最后一张名片，只剩下2天。
The man's name was Mr. Fish. Mr. Fish. I don't know. Fish. I was trying to do it in English. In fact, his name was Mr. Yu.
Oh, okay. 他的名叫姓于，就是英文来讲就是 Fish.
Yeah, he was working at the Foreign Affairs Office for the governor's office, and we were trying to reach a message to the governor, but we couldn't find Mr. Yu.
我实际上我们是在想找那个省长。但是呢，我们找不到他，所以就找到这个姓于的人。
We went to the office and he wasn't there.
就是我们到他的办公室，他不在那儿。
The man who met us said, "I'm Mr. Yu's boss. I can help you."
他说，我们来接见我们，说我是他的老板，我可以帮忙。
But we were new to China. We had never met this man before, and we didn't know Mr. Yu, and so we said, "No, let's just wait for a while. Maybe he'll come back."
所以我们搞不清楚，所以我们就说我们再等一下就好。
And so a half hour went by, and every 10 minutes, this other man would come in with tea and say, "I can help you if you want to tell me your story."
所以我这边等了半分钟，每隔10分钟这个人就出来来奉茶，然后说是我可不可以帮忙。
Finally, my dad looked at me and he said, "Finn, I don't think Mr. Yu's coming back. Maybe we should talk to this man."
所以我爸就跟我讲说 ，Finn 也许那个于先生不过来，我们说不定只好跟这个人谈一谈。
It's our last name card. Go for it.
所以我就说这是我们最后的一个希望，所以我们就去跟那个人谈。
So we invited Mr. Tian to sit down with us.
所以我们就跟这个田先生坐下来。
And my dad said, "I'll tell you my story."
所以我爸就说，我来告诉你我们来的原因。
I'm from Norway.
我们从挪威来。
Mr. Tian said, "Wait a minute."
田先生说，等一下。
I worked in Norway for 1 year.
他说我在挪威工作过1年。
And my dad said, "Where did you work?"
我的爸爸就说你在哪里工作呢
In Oslo with Norsk Hydro. It's the oil company in Norway.
也是在奥斯陆一个油公司。